This is a reading video for Noragami, the OVAs for Noragami, the first, or the only, I guess, 4 episodes of the OVAs, 2 of which from Season 1, and 2 of which from Season 2. Time and all that kind of stuff, time skips and all that kind of stuff were noted before watching it, just for those of you wondering where certain OVAs took place and everything like that. I talked about it in the actual reaction itself and so on and so forth. So yeah. Click away now, or be spoiled. I mean, it's OVAs, you can't really be spoiled, really, but just click away now, watch it for yourself, watch my reaction for yourself, and then come back here to see my full thoughts, and theories about the OVAs, but more so also the actual series as a whole, because I didn't get to last reaction, to tell my whole thoughts on the whole series so far, and so on and so forth. So, click away now, go watch it for yourself, and come back here when you're done with that. Okay, so joining me, as always, is Try, and he sent us this lovely picture here. So, the OVAs were pretty good. I liked them. I mean, basically all of them had at least all of the gods just hanging out and doing stuff with all, like, the main characters, you know, with Yato and Yuki and Hiyori and all kinds of stuff. So it was cool to see, you know, Bisha come in every once in a while. Kofku, like, I think every single episode Kofku was around. 10 as well. Well, 10 wasn't around on the 4th OVA. I'm pretty sure he was around the first 3 OVAs. He wasn't in the 4th, but Ibisu was in the last one, the 4th one. Kofku was in all of them, same as Bisha, I believe. Bisha was in all of them as well. I believe. No, Bisha wasn't in the first one. Or was it? Shoot, I can't remember. Something like that. I feel like the first... Yeah, Bisha wasn't in the first one. Okay. Yeah. Because the first one was the school, right? Yeah, that was when. Yeah, that was when 10 and Kofku and all of them basically all came in to mess with Hiyori's school life, sort of thing. But yeah, then episode 2 is when Bisha was kind of like thrown into the OVAs, and then after that she was in all of them basically. So I think overall, all the gods pretty much had like a very even split between all the OVAs except Kofku. Kofku was in all 4 of them. Though, like, 10 was in 3, Bisha was in 3, Kofku was in 4, Yato, of course, had to be in all 4 of them, and Ibisu was in 1. So I kind of like that, kind of like the split of, like, you know, of Bisha and 10 kind of flip-flopping on a couple episodes. But it was cool. I liked them. It was just kind of, you know, fun little extra things for the series, kind of thing. I really loved the theme park. That was a really interesting one. The school life was actually pretty interesting, but at the same time, kind of made me like scared for Hiyori, because Yato literally dislocated her arm and everything. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Yato, you literally broke her, like, doing it. So that kind of made me like a little upset. But the skiing trip, that was really fun. Like, having the serial killer like try his hardest to like kill Yato, that was hilarious. The tree one as well. Yeah, the tree blossom thing as well. See, that one is like, I see that as being like an okay thing. He was covering her mouth and then him kissing his own hand, kind of thing. I mean, of course, like, she'd probably look at it differently, because like all she sees is like his eyes, like, really close to him, kind of thing. But yeah, that was really funny how, like, the whole scenario, like, they were fighting each other, like, drinking stuff, like I can drink more than you, and like kind of stuff like that. But yeah, him getting like absolutely destroyed after doing that, it was hilarious. Yeah. A lot of people like shocked, and like all the girls were like all like swooning over it. Like, that was hilarious. I mean, the ski trip was really fun. just to kind of see them, screw around in the snow, and for Yuki to actually, ski a little bit more. And then later on, actually seeing him wanting to go back to practice or like that for skiing, which is really cool. Yato being like um, a board user kind of thing, not a skier, but like a snowboard person, was interesting. And then that's a small clip too, and I think it was OVA 3. I think it was 3. Probably 3. We saw Yato, yeah, because that was the skiing one, if I remember correctly. Him being a pop star idol, with roller skates, basically, like the weird outfit he had. They had a shot of Yato and Bisha like going at it like on top of like a bridge, like while he's like like rollerblading into the battle kind of thing. That was hilarious. And then the whole kind of like weird side story of him breaking apart from the yeah, there's all the girls, all the part of or breaking apart from the actual like idol group and trying to go solo, but then like he's no one ever like was around, so he's kind of like left in behind kind of thing. His roller skates and the mic like on the roller skates, and he's just left it behind. That was funny. There's a lot of bits that were really funny and throughout the OVAs and everything. Yeah, like, so that picture has like all of the regalia from Bisha. Just like a lot of them are like shocked. A couple of, or only one of them, it looks like, is like swooning over it. The other ones are like absolutely like appalled, or whatever like that. And then like the lion guy in the back, he's just like, what is happening? Kind of thing. I love how Kofuku's just like taking pictures. It's hilarious. Oh my gosh. So, out of the 4 OVAs, I think the my dogs. I think the I'm trying to think of which one's my favorite out of the 4 OVAs. The snow one's pretty funny because like the serial killer is trying to kill Yato like every chance he gets, kind of thing, but he just can't kill him, which is hilarious. But I did like the tree episode. That was funny. Yeah, Amusement Park was fun too as well. A lot of good bits. But I think overall, like, I'd probably go for the ski trip. I think the ski trip is one of my favorites out of the 4. But yeah, I think close second has to be Amusement Park or the Blossom Tree. Because both of them were pretty on par with like funny bits basically. The school trip, like I said, just the school adventure or whatever like that, just kind of made me a little bit mad because like Yato's like all like doing whatever he wanted to with the Hiyori's body and everything, and at the very end, literally broke her arm. Which like, so you said in the descriptions of all the OVAs that number 4 was the only canon one. Is that true? Out of all 4 of the OVAs, number 4 was the only canon one. That's what I heard. Okay, all right. Because I was wondering, like, if the first OVA had Hiyori with a broken arm, like I would have assumed there would be something on the actual show in season 1, like her broken arm kind of thing. But I don't remember anything about her broken arm on her end, kind of thing. And there's a couple other things. I guess some of the other OVAs, like the school, like the ski trip, something like that, like never really being brought up in the show, kind of stuff. But I don't know, just fun little life things throughout the year, like, or whatever. I'm assuming it's about a year for them now, a couple months at least. And then, like in terms of like timeline of the show, basically, it's been like a couple months, like time skipping around everywhere, kind of thing. Because at one point Yato went away for like a couple weeks at least, right, or a month, when he went to go help Nora out. Wasn't it like a month or so? Or yeah. So I mean, at least that time skip was like a month kind of thing, and Hiyori almost forgot about him until the her theme park adventure kind of thing. And and then the OVA kind of brought her back to the theme park kind of thing. But yeah, it was an interesting, fun slash terrifying group of OVAs, which was interesting. I liked them a lot. So as for the entire show as a whole, um, I did really like the series. The series was awesome. The both seasons and so on and so forth. All the characters are really interesting. I did like how they dealt with Yato and spacing out his backstory like throughout the entire season instead of just like one episode dedicated to him kind of thing. Just little bits of his background kind of like spaced throughout the season kind of thing. And kind of we learning like little bits of like a certain scenario, right? It was Bisha's the Maw clan, that whole bit of Bisha's past and everything. We saw bits and pieces of it kind of mixed throughout the seasons. That I guess since we've first seen Bisha, I guess in a way. But kind of like seeing little bits and pieces, and then like at the actual episode of like Bisha's second blight attack, or whatever you want to call it, getting the full story of like everything that happened in that event kind of thing, which was really, really cool. So I kind of like that, like not getting like everything all at once kind of thing, just kind of spaced out and like little hints about what might have happened kind of thing, because it gave me a lot of opportunity to actually like theorize and like think about what might happen, what the true meaning behind like the little hints kind of were. And I think I did call it right away, that like something went down. Well, my original theory, I think, if I remember correctly, my original theory was that one regalia went rogue and was like capturing the other regalia as it was like turning into like a monster kind of thing, and then that's when Yato came in and killed that one regalia, because they kept saying one regalia, like Yato has killed one regalia kind of thing. Like they kept saying that over and over again. But then during the whole thing with Bisha and like learning the true nature of like the past and everything, he killed like an entire clan, like an entire regalia clan. Like it wasn't just one. Like he killed like a lot of them, kind of thing. And then the second blight attack, Bisha had to take out the rest that were there, kind of thing. I think Yato dealt with. No, Yato didn't deal with any of the regalia in that clan, in the second clan kind of thing. But Bisha went ahead and helped out, or did that kind of thing for her sake. But yeah, it was a really cool kind of spacing of like a lot of cool plot elements and everything throughout the whole show. Like why Bisha really hates him, and all this kind of stuff, and then the whole Hiyori thing. Like over time, like whenever she's away from Yato or Yuki for a long time, she slowly starts to forget them, kind of thing. And then just one incident of like Yuki coming around to like talk to her or something like that, just brings her memories back again. She's like, oh yeah, kind of thing. Stuff like that is really interesting. The Phantom ate most of the second clan. The rest were still in there, or still there. Yeah. Well, I know. Remember, she was about to attack the dragon thing, and she was like attacking like spots of the dragon that had like the kind of like, it looked like souls like of the phantoms, or the regalias that were already eaten, kind of thing. And she was slicing those spots in particular, and then like the whole dragon kind of thing. But it looked like she was specifically aiming for a couple bits of like her regalias that was eaten by the phantom first, and then dealt with the dragon afterwards, kind of thing. Or like I should have said the mask, or whatever the thing was, the corrupted ones. Yeah, so I do really love how it was spaced out. It felt natural for some reason. A lot of shows either just give you like all the information in one episode, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what happens, kind of thing, or they give you like bits and pieces, kind of like what Noragami did. But I think in Noragami's sake, they did hints instead of like full on like sections of memory kind of thing, because usually they do that like one event, right? The entire event kind of thing split up into different sections, and then like the show would show you one section at a time, and like in like different out of order kind of sequences, um, and then one episode would kind of all piece them together into one like actual timeline kind of thing. Whereas Noragami just kept showing the instance of Yato slicing into like the Maw Clan monster, and then that was where Bisha saw him as like the monster kind of thing, like you're slicing through her clan or her regalia in one slice kind of thing. And we kept seeing that over and over again, but just with a little bit more detail each time. And then small hints here and there too with Kazuma as well, saying like it wasn't his fault, and this kind of stuff like that. Made it seem like that scenario where Bisha remembers wasn't the true, reason behind it kind of thing. And again, like the whole thing about like one regalia, like you killed one regalia kind of thing, and then like it turns out he killed an entire clan of them kind of thing. Some things like that just kind of like are really cool, like how they dealt with it. So it was really good. But yeah, all the gods are really interesting and not all too powerful. Like they still have to fight, because when they're going up against phantoms and everything, they still have to like stay focused and like fight, phantoms like hardcore. Because otherwise, if they get like distracted or something like that, phantoms can hurt them and blight them and so on and so forth. We saw that in season 1 when Yato got hit by a couple things here and there. Or was that season 1 or season 2? I can't remember. There was one of the seasons Yato got hit by one of the phantoms, or I think that was Bisha. Shoot, I know Bisha takes her holy baths or something like that, but I think that was because of the traitor who was blighting her. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, his arm get bit in season 1, and then he had to go to the shrine and like do the holy water thing to kind of cure it, kind of thing. And then the whole blight on his self because of Yuki going, teenager mode, whatever, stealing everything, and so on and so forth. So yeah, stuff like that is really interesting. Having in season 2. Having actually going to like the heavens and like looking at the council of gods was really interesting, and their thoughts on both Yato and Kofuku, taking the names of other gods kind of thing, because like that was one thing that Bisha said. Bisha was talking about Kofuku, and then one of the gods was like, that wasn't me, or something like that. Like it was Kofuku's name or whatever that she's going by kind of thing. I think Kofuku is her actual name, or is that the fake name? Not the god of poverty is her god. That's the god of poverty. Kofuku is her real name. Okay, Kofuku. Kufuku. Okay. Yeah, it's like so. Bisha said something to the gods, and then she used a different name because she's a god of poverty, something you wouldn't really want to be. Yeah, that's true. I mean, she wears it with pride. Like we saw that in the first OVA. She was like in the teachers' lounge, and like all of them around them was like all like spending cash like left and right. But yeah, so when Bisha was talking about Kofuku and everything like that, like in the actual, god, whatever you want to call that, that was like one of the gods was like, that wasn't me, like, kind of like that. It's like you dare like you dare blame this god for that. It's like no, the other god. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, so I'm interested to see. I don't know. Was it Yato? Was Bisha talking about Yato? I think it was Yato. I think when Bisha was talking about Yato, that's when the god was like, that wasn't me or something like that. I think that's what it was. It wasn't Kofuku. They brought up Kofuku afterwards. I think what it was, because they were talking about Yato, and then the god was like, that wasn't me. That's not. I didn't do anything like that. And they're like, why would you blame this person? It's like, no, it's a different god. What that. He's a nameless god, taking your name, kind of thing. And then they mentioned something about Kofku being one of them as well, being in a nameless god in another god shrine. So because she's the god of poverty, she doesn't want to be known as the god of poverty when she's talking to people or whatever like that. So that's what happened. Yeah. So it would be interesting to know if there are any other nameless gods like in the overworld, in the near shore, like walking around just like Yato and Kofku. I know Kofku, like, she has a shrine. It seems like, because she could teleport up to the heavens, but she's not there at all at any time, kind of thing. So I'm wondering, like, how much she has to her name, to her god name, like how much she has compared to where she's pretending to be this god, kind of thing. Versing, you can see the Kinju for Yato and Yabuki are pretty much the same. That's how Hiyori knew his true name. Pull this up real quick. Wow, that is very... Yeah, that is the same. like if I saw that, yep, that is the same. Like, is there any difference? Oh, the curve. Right? There's a slight curve to Yato's the last word there compared to Yobuku, who has a straight line going down. So it's like a stick with like a straight line going like this, but with Yato's name, it's a slight like curve line, like an arc kind of thing. Very interesting. Interesting. So I wondered if that's what she was seeing, because like, she etched Yato's name into the sign for his little shrine kind of thing, and I wonder if it did have like a little curve to it kind of thing, with that little stick thing coming off of the last name there, or the last letters, or had the last symbol basically. Interesting. That's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I like the series a lot. It was really cool. The characters are really well depth and like plot and history and personality and so on and so forth. I mean, like, we saw a lot of that with Bisha's clan, or all of her regalias kind of thing. Every single one of them is very unique kind of thing. Like, all of them kind of like are like hell bent on serving Bisha and everything, but they all have like kind of definitions beyond just like serving. Like, we saw that one girl who used to be the armor for Bisha, but is no longer the armor, because the new girl, the one with the glasses and everything, she's the new apparel for Bisha. But we saw her slowly become twisted and angry because like she was taken over. Basically, she was removed from service, and that's what made the one trader guy pick her for becoming one of his like tools to get back at Bisha, kind of thing, because he wanted Bisha to reincarnate so that way he could take control over what she learns and so on and so forth, effectively having a god in your back pocket kind of thing. So that's pretty interesting. I am sure that because he was working with Nora, that the father figure that Nora's always mentions and we've seen in season 2 would have also had effectively a god in the back pocket kind of thing. So glad that didn't go as according to plan kind of thing. But the father figure does indeed have one of the brushes, and their reasoning behind that was pretty interesting. How like the Council of Gods was starting to get skeptic about somebody with the ability to control phantoms, and because Ibisu was interested as well, they left him to do to try to capture his own his own brush from the underworld, or whatever we would call him, or call it. So that way, when the gods did pursue Ibisu, he would be the one that they were effectively looking for, even though he's not. Ibisu was just using it because he didn't want to die or something like that, or his friends to die, effectively. But that's all. That's all the evidence they needed, was that he was the one creating these, monsters, just are whatever. So my question is, though, actually, is there was a second brush. It was in the possession of Ibisu, and the closest one to Ibisu at the time was Yato. I'm wondering if Yato did take the brush and is just holding on to it, storing it away, hiding it, something like that. Or did it just vanish? Did somebody else take it? So on and so forth. Because we know that Father has one, and as the Underworld lady said, they were the second people to come get us a brush. So the Father guy had a brush. He was the first one to get the brush, kind of thing. Ibisu being the second one. So where did the second brush go? That's the question. Because it was in his possession when he died. I guess that's true. Yeah. She did say the second person looking for it or something like that. I guess I just assumed that he got it. So, yeah, I guess maybe. Yeah. True. Yeah, probably. I guess we'll see if we ever get like a third season or something like that. Or any kind of like, more story, basically, about like the main stuff, basically, of Ibisu and Father's brush, basically. But yeah. It would be cool if Yato did have the brush. Like if Ibisu had the second brush, and there was a second brush kind of thing, and Ibisu did have the brush when he died, Yato claimed it and is hiding it, or something like that. Then if he does go up against Father, Yato has a brush to counteract all the phantoms that he has, kind of thing. Maybe. I don't know. It would be a cool plot twist if Yato does have a brush as well. So there's two brushes fighting each other, kind of thing. Creating phantom monsters to combat one another, kind of thing. Would be an interesting kind of plot story, or something like that. But either way, even if Father did have Ibisu's brush, and there is only one brush, kind of thing, I'm wondering how he acquired it without Yato or Ibisu or whoever getting there first, kind of thing, to figure out what was happening. Because again, Yato was right there when he died, so I'm assuming the body just disappears or something like that. Like, I don't know what the whole thing is with that. Like, when a god dies, like, do they just disappear? Do they like slowly kind of disintegrate, kind of thing, leaving behind whether their clothes or whatever? I don't know. But yeah, I'm interested to see if that is Ibisu's brush. How did Father get it to explode? That is true. I do remember that, actually. Did they explode all the way, though, or is it just close? Like leftover kind of thing is what I mean. I'm trying to remember. It's been a little while since I know it's like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Well, no, it wasn't 2 weeks ago when we had Ibisu die. It was like 3 weeks ago. It was 2 sets ago, I believe. Yeah, I think it was 2 sets ago. Did he? I couldn't remember if he died in the last set or like the set before that, kind of thing. But oh well. Interesting. Well, alright then. But yeah. Very cool series. I did enjoy it quite a bit. It was very, very fun. The characters, like I said, are very cool. Season 3 never. Like, has there ever been like anything saying that there's not going to be a season 3, or like is this like just never talked about kind of thing, or is it the case of like nothing confirmed or said about one? Okay. Is there visual novels of anything beyond this? I know you said something about like the second OVA of the second season, having what is it? Apparently, it's only 3 chapters or so after the season 2 ends in the manga. So that's where it ends, kind of thing. Is a couple of chapters after the OVA or whatever. Manga's ongoing. Okay. So there's a chance. So there's a chance for season 3. So that's good. Interesting. All right. Nice. So many of your shows deserve new seasons. I mean, that's true. It's true. Koichi, Magi, yeah, exactly. I know nothing of the show when I first do it. It's always like, the votes and everything. So all the shows that have been voted upon are very good. So that's the key there. The people choosing the shows for me always choose really good shows. That's for sure. So with that, if there's anything I missed or anything that you in the comments below would like to talk about this season as a whole, or this series as a whole, I should say, as well as the OVAs, your favorite bits, your favorite character, also and so forth. I think my favorite character would probably have to be Kofuku. I just her randomness is really funny. But yeah, like, what's your favorite character? What's your favorite plot event of the series? I think mine would probably be when you first learned Yuki's like very sharp kind of thing, when he cut the Phantom and he cut like the world as well kind of thing. That was a cool kind of moment, and then going on from there kind of thing. Stuff like that is really cool to me. So what is your favorite character, so on and so forth? Let me know down below in the comments below, and I will see you guys in one of my many other shows I will be doing on the channel in the weeks to come, because we do have like 6 shows returning, as well as 2 main shows and the quad shot, so a lot of series to catch up on, so on and so forth. But as for this series, it is concluded up until now. If it does have a 3rd season later on, I will for sure do it, so do not worry. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in one of many other shows on my channel. Take care, buddy. Come と焼酎を僕は片手に持っている震えた君のいる場所へ足を早め